Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast,
Lez-Come-Together.
I'm Jana.
And I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jana.
How you doing?
How you doing? Where did that come from?
Friends.
Oh,
Joey.
Joey.
How you doing?
We went to the Friends experience a few weeks back, which
you
is
did?
Yeah, all the sets in London.
That was was that for your birthday or Vicky's birthday?
It was Vicky's birthday because that's what
Too many birthdays.
I know.
Aw.
She used to love Friends. She's watched every episode.
We went 2 years ago, maybe. We went with Molly, Misha, and Nicola.
Did you enjoy it?
It was lovely. We loved it. Did a little dance there and everything. It was so cool. I loved it.
It's like reminiscing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It takes you back to a good time.
All 4 of us love Friends, so yeah, it was really cool.
I didn't know you'd been.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I never knew it existed, and then don't know if it was Molly's or Nicola's idea, and they all love Friends, so we went and done it. I loved it. I probably would go again.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I certainly wouldn't go twice. I thought it was all right.
Well, just you go with different friends, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's the problem. I don't have any other friends.
Oh, okay. I'll go. Me and you go.
Okay, cool. We can. I think we'd be quite a good Chandler and Joey.
Chandler and Joey.
Would you see
I'll
us
be
as a
Joey.
Monica
I
and
don't
Rachel?
share food. They definitely. You could go as Rachel.
Rachel? Rachel? I don't remember her. Is she a cousin?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. As soon as I said it, Rachel. What is wrong with my English these days?
Ah, you're just tired.
I've just been on too many holidays and I've got weird accents.
Yeah, well, you're not getting any sympathy from me for too many holidays.
Fine. Okay, so tell me, how was your week, Joe?
Well, actually, I wanted to start this pod. So you remember the last one was A for apologies, and then
How could I forget it?
Exactly, and then I refused most point blankly the whole time to apologise for anything.
Right. Yes, you did. Yeah.
I wanted to start this one by apologising to you for apparently talking far too much in that pod and not actually giving you any airtime. So I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm speechless. Really? You apologising to me?
Yeah?
And actually, that's really sweet, but I made Molly listen to it and she said, oh, I don't think it's like that at all. I think you both quite equal amount of time. So you just did what you were telling me the whole time for that episode to not do. You apologised for something that actually...
I didn't need to.
Yeah. Oh, but that is sweet.
Oh, good. Because I was then going to do... And so I'm not talking at all today.
Oh, well, imagine I'll just do the whole pod by myself. Oh, that'd be boring. Joe, come back. Please, don't leave me. Oh, bless you. That is really sweet. Oh, thank you. I'm really touched.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Rachel.
So I will try and be a lot more considerate. But I'm now going to do the thing you should never do. So when you apologise, you should just apologise and never bookend it.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you why I think I was so bad. Because we were going on holiday that night, Vicky and I, like literally 5 a.m. the next morning, weren't we, being picked up? And I knew we had to record the pod and then I had to pack because I hadn't started yet because I don't like packing particularly.
Okay.
So I was aware that we had to do the pod quite quickly because Vicky was going, when's she going to start packing? When's she going to start packing? So I think I had a lot of nervous energy. So that's probably why I was so inconsiderate. But that ruins the whole apology, saying stuff like that. I think you should just apologise and leave it, not excuse yourself. So let's just leave it with I'm sorry.
It's fine. Apology accepted.
Great.
Yeah, you got all sorts of angry and excited, and you were like on something.
Right.
Like John steroids.
See? Finish each other's words. We're so in tune. So we were going to talk about S.
Yep.
And when we were going to talk about S, we were going to... There are a couple of things, but one in particular, we were going to talk about stereotypes.
Oh, yeah, those lesbian stereotypes. I can't say... I apologise to all the listeners. I cannot say the word.
So your friend Amber suggested this topic, but she called it... Lesbian tropes.
Tropes. Yeah, never heard that word until she mentioned it, and you didn't know it, and we had to Google it.
We had to Google what's a trope.
But it's a stereotype.
I thought she might be mean like lesbian strappers? No.
Strap-ons?
No. Lesbian slappers.
Oh, strap-on, that's also it.
Yes, well, we'll get to that because we were going to talk about sex.
That's a lot of...
because that is something to do with... That is an S. Right, so lesbian stereotypes. Thought it'd be a good one. Talk about them, think whether we think that it's appropriate or not, and if we think it does the community any harm. How about that?
I love it. Like, lesbian stereotypes have always been around, and we've all heard them, we've all seen them. What's your favourite?
I think my favourite is that all lesbians have short hair and are butch. Because I think that I've got a Joe theory. We need a sound for this. Bing! Here's a Joe theory. I think that when we were growing up, you desperately wanted to be able to identify other lesbians so that you know it was safe to approach them. Mm-hmm. So it actually made people who felt confident to be lesbians, because they were really sure of their sexuality, have short hair. So I think it was a self-fulfilling prophecy that meant it became a stereotype.
Yeah, probably, but that's not the case anymore, is it?
No.
Nobody feels the need to identify as a lesbian by cutting their hair short or whatever.
Absolutely, you can do so many things now to be identified as a lesbian by sight if you wanted to.
Yeah,
like wear rainbow watches. Look at that!
You've got a new one, yeah, finally, because your other one was like horrible.
It was a bit rank, wasn't it? But it was a present from my sister. So
okay.
Now you feel bad.
Yeah. But yes, but then some of us still have our hair short and we present quite...
So I do think it's a thing. I think there are some lesbians feel much more confident with quite... the mask. That's exactly... It is a thing. So I can understand why... So I think it's not harmful for the community. It is a thing. But I think the problem is, for a long time, there were a lot of lesbian women that's not them, and they're not attracted to that sort of woman, and they would have thought, well, I can't be a lesbian because that's what they should look like and that's how I should feel.
Stupid stereo.
Stereotype. So what's your favourite stereo?
I don't know. There's loads, isn't it? I think the one where people say that lesbians must fancy all other women. Like... Yeah. What a silly thing to say. Like, yeah, as a lesbian, you fancy women, but not every woman. I mean, imagine. Like, I'd be walking around like a constantly horny lesbian because there's women everywhere. Like,
everywhere.
No, that's just such a silly thing. But
and the only way you can really get someone to understand it is like saying, okay, like, just think for one moment, you're a straight person. Now I'm saying, oh my God, you can't be let outside if there's a man because you're straight and you're bound to fancy them. I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
It is.
You have your type. And that one, I think, is a bit harmful because friends of mine were worried about coming to a gay club, and particularly, I think, males going to a male gay club because they just assume they'll walk through the door and they'll be pounced on by people going, oh my God, I'm so attracted to you. And it's just like, no, get over yourself.
Not the case at all. I actually know a lot of straight people that ended up going to gay clubs and stuff, and I absolutely loved it because actually everyone left them alone. You kind of got to give out a sign in a gay place that you actually want something to do.
Yeah, eye contact, interested people do. Well, when I was on the scene, it just was not rampant in any way. It was really polite and
interesting. So recently I watched something and I actually watched a lot of things, but what I did is I rewatched Gentleman Jack.
Right.
Which I absolutely adore. It's one of my favourite.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Saran Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get her name wrong because we'll
call her Susan.
No,
Saran Jones. Got it. She's an S, by the way.
Yeah, Saran. There you go. We're talking about Saran.
Oh, now we've got a horny lesbian. Sorry. Calm down. Come on. You really think
I wouldn't throw her out of bed. Let's put it that way.
No.
She's hot. She's not even a lesbian.
Beautiful woman.
She's just inside and out. I think when you see what she does as well, like, she's quite an incredible woman. But the way she portrayed Gentleman Jack, or Anne Lister, who really is like such a famous figure from Halifax, from history 200 years ago. I love watching it. But that's not what I was going to talk about. When it finished, the BBC iPlayer suggested something else for me to watch, and it was, let me get this right, you know Sandy Toksvig?
I love her.
Another famous lesbian, brilliant woman, absolutely funny and so intelligent, love her. Did this documentary about Gateways Club in London. Have you heard about Gateways?
Gate or Gayways?
Gateways. The documentary is called Gateways Grind. I don't know if the club was called... I think club was only called Gateways. Okay. It was this really famous club in London, and it had green door.
A gay club?
And it was underground, and it was for lesbians only.
Oh.
And you say, like we don't do this and that. There was loads of things happening in that underground club.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But it was like, we're talking 70s.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't illegal, because it was never illegal for women to be gay, because, you know, women don't matter.
No, it wasn't that. Queen Victoria said no woman would do such a thing.
It's just, I mean, sorry, I don't understand why it was illegal for men to be gay and it wasn't illegal for women.
Well, I think Queen Victoria was just a lesbian that just thought, I can't make this illegal because someone might put me in prison for it.
The whole thing's ridiculous.
Oh, of course it is.
Anyway, it still wasn't ideal for women to be out and proud and all that. So they had this Gateways place where they would go, and stories from there are incredible. I really recommend to yourself and the listeners, watch it. Sandy Toksvig, Gateways Grind.
And is she in it? And is it a...
She used to go in the Gateways, yeah.
Did she?
Yeah. And there was quite a few famous people. It was run by two women, and the whole story is quite interesting, but I don't want to make the whole pod about this. So
is it a story, or is it a movie, like, showing you what would have happened?
No, so this is just a documentary talking about the club, explaining what it was about, and basically what she's trying to do. She wants to get that club to have a blue plaque outside, because she says it's, you know, there's so many blue plaques outside of places where famous people used to live, and gay men, like loads of gay men that she named. I can't think of all of them, but Freddie Mercury's one, he's got blue plaque, but there was loads of other men. Oscar Wilde, blue plaque. But these two women that run this club, that actually was such an important place in history of lesbian women, doesn't have a blue plaque, and she's fighting to get it. She's put one temporary one up there. I don't know how that works.
She's got a bit of blue tack and she's written on it. Yeah. Perfect.
But
Go,
it's
Sandy.
in process of applying for the blue plaque. So I don't know if that might have happened since that documentary was out. I don't know how old this
But I would absolutely agree. But I don't think it's just because gay men have blue plaques. I think anything that's really historic deserves a blue plaque, and this is clearly something important.
She said she doesn't think that. She didn't name any lesbian women that lived in London and have a blue plaque.
Oh, I see. So that is a topic. So why should there not be? Why are they not recognised as... But I suppose it is about... The blue plaque is about where did they live, where were they born. Maybe all the really important gay women in history are in Halifax, not in London.
Maybe I need to go to Halifax. I want to see Shipton.
It's such a beautiful place.
And it's near where Amber lives. Amber, I am coming, darling.
So, do you think that is a stereotype that is helpful or harmful? That if you're gay, you fancy your women?
Definitely harmful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about this in previous when we were talking about potentially people feeling lonely, but they and going out there and trying to like meet people and whatever, and you worry that because of your looks they know that you're a lesbian, you're out there preying on other women.
Preying. I did have a text from a friend after she'd listened, saying, do you really feel that, you know, some people aren't your friend because you're gay? And I went, no, I think when it's me, it's just they don't like me, but I think other people
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of that. It's definitely not the best thing, you know.
No, it is, completely.
Us lesbians, we don't fancy all women. I mean,
no, like totally the same as with straight people, in the fact that there'll be a certain type you have. Those people turn your head, but most of the time you're not even fancying someone until you've really spoken to them and they've got something that makes you go, oh, they're nice.
I think the problem is, like, people talk about that a lot. So when you imagine, like, especially like early days, there was such a small community of lesbians.
Yeah.
And I suppose, again, you spoke about this, when in this group, like, everyone would go out with everyone. But
yeah, a lot of that.
it's because that was your little small world and you didn't really venture out of that.
It was
too
safe.
much.
It was a safe space world.
Safe space. There you go.
Which is another
else.
S, which we'll come back to. But there was that thing on was it the L word, where they did that 7 degrees of separation, where they did a chart on the wall where you wrote somebody's name and then you connected them with a line based on who they'd kissed.
Ooh.
And then obviously you connected other people and it got to a point there was a real spider's web, and it was, you could almost be connected to any other gay, and there was a point where you could be connected to any other gay person that you knew by someone that you've been with, because they would have been with someone that, and it was really...
Yeah, there was a lot of kissing in our world. I mean, there was a lot of kissing here earlier. Barney kissed me, you tried.
It's true.
Goodness, it's just the lesbian world. It's
we
full
just
of it.
snog away. so that I think, but I would hope that's not the case anymore.
No.
Because the community is big enough that you don't have to sleep with all your friends to actually be able to sleep with anyone.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, good. Right, so other stereotypes.
I think the other one that bugs me a lot is when people say, so which one of you in the lesbian relationship is a man?
Which one behaves like the man?
None of us is a man.
Nice.
A man is not one of us.
You see, I get you on that, but in my relationship, I think we do stereotype a bit. You know, I'm the one with the job that is full-time. You know, Vicky sort of works as a bit of a hobby. Don't let her hear me say that. Edit it out. She does a lot of the cooking. She looks after the house mostly. You know, we do have these...
Mostly?
Ollie. So they call them pink jobs and blue jobs type thing, don't they?
Blue jobs.
I would say that there's a blue job, not a blow job for your friend Simon.
Right.
And so I mow the lawn. So I think that it is...
You must be the man.
In that stereotype, I think that's probably true. But I think most gay relationships do not have that. They split. They have a division of labour, which is based on what people want to do.
Division of labour.
A division of labour. Yeah. The housemen. We all have to do housemen.
Housemen, I like it. Yes.
So,
yes.
But your relationship then that you don't do the blue jobs.
I mean, Molly cuts the grass, but you looking at me, you think I'm the one with the
No, I'm not. No.
No, I mean you. Like in general, people look at me and think I'm the one, mowing the lawn. Is that the right word?
Mowing the lawn, yes.
But I'm not. She's a gardener. I ain't going anywhere near her machine. I mean, she won't even let me.
Fair enough.
It's very precious. But yeah, we've got split personalities. I was going to say that as well. But I think it's very 50-50.
Okay.
I think when it comes to cooking, we do 50-50. Cleaning, 50-50. Everything 50-50.
Can I tell you another stereotype that I always makes me laugh, is women will often say to me, "Oh, it must be so easy being married to a woman." And I think this is the idea that because you're married to a woman, they just get you. You're just so, like men come from Mars and women from Venus or whatever that is.
Yeah.
They assume that because you're two women together, it's like just being with your best mate the whole time.
But it kind of is. I'm sorry. That's not even a stereotype. That's a thing.
Is it?
I only talked about this a couple of days ago with someone, and I thought, because they were talking to me about their relationship with their husband or boyfriend, whatever it was, and I'm like, listening, and I'm like, God, I'm so glad I'm a lesbian. It's so nice to live with a person that really understands what a woman is like.
Right. Well, that is true, actually, I suppose. But we still have those relationship tiffs. It isn't like I fall out much more with my wife than I ever did with my best friend. Like, you just don't with your best friends, whereas your wife, there's constant, in relationships, there's constant, not conflict because that sounds too much, but there's loads of things where you're like, you go pick up Isaac from school, no, I'm tired, you go pick, you have to do those sort of things. So it's not, you still have that, whether it's two women or a man and a woman. The houseman still has to be fought over. You're looking at me like I got it wrong. Have I?
We just don't have that.
You don't argue, you and Molly, ever?
Like, over silly things, but not with housemen or anything like that. We're just like, okay, I'll do it. I'd rather do it to like
make her happy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
my God.
You guys are so new in this relationship.
Disgusting. 12 years. Stop it.
I know. How are you doing this? Wow.
I don't know, but we often speak about this. How is it so easy? We just
Okay, so the thing I say to people when they go, "Oh, it must be so great, 2 women in a relationship," is I turn around and go, menopause. 2 menopausal women.
Well, see, you're not there yet.
You're not there yet.
Well,
we're meeting you
half
back.
of us is, I think. She's not. She's too young. But I think I'm approaching.
Yeah. Okay, but still, it's better that not both of you are there at the same time.
Yeah, maybe. But you won't always
be in the menopause.
Yeah, no, but also, was it always like this? Would you always be like having those little arguments like straight people would, if you like?
Yeah. No, that's not
you can't blame
menopausal. No. Menopausal is the fact you're so forgetful. You sometimes fly off the handle at the very last minute, for no reason, very, very quickly. And if 2 people in the relationship are doing that, it can sometimes be ridiculous. Like you'll both go, "Rah!" and then you look at each other and go, "Oh." And poor Isaac, our 12-year-old son, he's just got used to going, "Yeah, that's hormones. They'll be back with an apology in 5 minutes. It's okay."
Bless.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He is.
He's a lovely kid.
And he's 12, so he's got hormones going on too. So, I mean, between us, Barney, honestly, he sometimes just crawls under a rock and goes, "Oh, it'll finish in a minute."
Oh, Barney, there he is.
There he is. He's back now.
Let's do one more. Last one. I think...
This is a great one.
Yeah? Lesbians hate men.
Well, you're a man-loving lesbian. You
I've said
podded
that before. I do love men, yes. And
you get on really well with men. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I would say that, again, Joe theory, ding, 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 ding. I think there's a period when you're a lesbian that at some point you do sort of alienate men for a bit to try and work out...
You do what with men?
Alienate.
Oh, okay.
I remember at about 13, 14 being a bit like, "Ugh, my dad, ugh." I was just like, I don't know, I struggled. Before that, most weekends on a Sunday, my mum would go to church and I would get into bed with my dad. Now that sounds wrong. I know it does. But we didn't. God. We'd be like watching telly. It was just nice. And I got to 13 and that to me was the idea of doing that was, couldn't get into bed with my dad. Now, was that just a hormone thing or was that because I'm a lesbian?
Just a teenager.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, I thought maybe it was a lesbian thing that I needed to work out my feelings. And so I was a bit against men at the time.
I don't know. I couldn't possibly think.
But I've always had really good male friends. Even at 13 at school, like my best friend growing up was a man. Well, he wasn't, obviously, because that would be dodgy. It was a boy.
You confuse me.
You know what I mean, though.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, to be fair, like with everything in life, there probably are lesbians that really do hate men.
I did meet 1 or 2.
Yeah, and it's but there's no different to straight.
There'll be straight women that hate men.
Yeah.
But
what?
Yeah, there would be. There would be. I mean, there might not be, or asexual women, or
no, a straight woman won't hate all men. I'm talking about a lesbian that there potentially are lesbians that literally will just not like men, full stop, any men.
And I did know one that wouldn't let a man in their house, and it was really awkward when they needed things like electricians and things. Because going back those days, because I'm talking early 90s, wasn't many female electricians. So what about gay men not liking women? Is that the same stereotype, or do you think it's much more?
Probably, yeah. It's a stereotype for sure. There's a lot of gay men that have like best friends who are lesbians, and I think generally gay men, going back to 80s when AIDS was prominent, and gay men were dying. Don't know if you ever watched It's a Sin.
No, not yet.
Oh my God, you need to watch that. I know. You need to get on top with the gay film.
With the I haven't even watched Whitney yet. And I really love Whitney Houston, so I don't know why I haven't watched that. It's crazy.
So when those gay men were dying of AIDS, and it was awful. They were locked up in the room in hospital, and they would not be fed or given water or anything because the disease was spreading so quick. But it was the lesbians, their friend lesbians. They would go in and help them, look after them.
Oh,
you need to watch this. Okay. It's beautiful. So that there is that beautiful, beautiful history of gay men and lesbians.
Looking after each other. Okay. So I have a quick question. and we might edit this all out because you said you didn't know if we should talk about it, but one comment we did get after we did the LGBTQIA+, was how do the lesbian and gay people, and bi, LGB, feel about being grouped with transgender, intersex, that's it really, isn't it? BTI, intersex.
What are we talking about, darling?
LGB, you're talking about your sexuality is different to a straight person's sexuality. But physically, we are no different to a straight person. Whereas where you're intersex, it's a biological topic. And that was just a question. Is it okay that this community is made up of people who have chosen sexual identities compared to people who are having gender identity topics? Do they fit together?
Absolutely, because a transgender person could like in men or women.
Yeah, lesbian, gay, lesbian, whatever. Yeah.
You can have a lesbian trans woman.
Yeah.
You can have a gay trans man. Like, so yes, we totally all fit together like a little
community. But I don't think it's that. I mean, and you might be right, but because they have a gender identification topic that they're investigating, and we have a sexual identification topic we're investigating, yes, it's different. But and so I'm not similar to a gay man in many cases. I mean, lots of gay men are more feminine than I am. You know, they seem to really pick on some of the most female of characteristics that they identify with. Mm-hmm. But the reason it makes sense with one community for me is because we've all minorities.
Yeah.
We've all been marginalised at some point. I think we've all been persecuted for not being the norm.
Yep.
And I think we identify then more easily with each other, and we want to support each other to get the recognition that allows you to be yourself, because we know how it feels not to be.
Couldn't have said it better. Yes.
Did that quite well.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yeah, so I think we do fit nicely together, but I think it is also worth saying that doesn't mean every lesbian you meet is going to be fabulously lovely to a transgender person. Because some still have topics with themselves, then they probably have topics with others, and it'll be the same that not all transgender people like lesbians, or vice versa.
Yeah.
We're just human.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you all right with stereotypes? Do you want to do any more? Can I talk about one more?
You go on.
Shoes. Lesbian shoes.
Okay, interesting. Go on.
So if I said to you, that pair of shoes is such a lesbian pair of shoes, what would you say? What would it be?
Trainers.
DMs.
What's a DM?
Doc Martin.
Oh, Doc Martens. Well, no, because I've never had Doc Martens in my life.
Well, no, exactly. That's what
I'm a true lesbian.
No, but okay, and that is absolutely fine. But they're quite masculine shoes. They're comfortable shoes. That's what people used to call people, lesbians. Women wearing comfortable shoes.
Oh, really?
They used to say that.
I missed that.
It meant you were a lesbian.
I need to get Dr. Martens. I'm not really a lesbian.
We have to re-say that because slapped your leg, and that really makes a terrible noise.
It doesn't look like it.
DMs. Doc Martens.
Oh, God. What? About them. I haven't got a pair. Doesn't mean I'm not a lesbian.
No, true. But if you wore a pair of Doc Martens, people used to assume you were a lesbian. But now, Doc Martens are cool.
Yeah, everyone wears Doc Martens. Everyone but me.
Exactly.
I need to go and buy myself. Actually, they're really expensive. Would you like to buy me a pair of Doc Martens?
No.
Oh, well, so do you.
But the stereotype is that lesbians wear masculine shoes.
Yeah.
And I think that is the same topic all over again, that lesbians look like men. It's the same topic, surely.
Yeah, masculine shoes and masculine clothing. But of course, it's a stereotype. I mean...
It's not true.
It's not true. There's so many women out there that wouldn't go anywhere near Doc Martens or clothes that I wear. They would...
Can I have another Joe theory?
Ding, ding, ding.
Excellent. I think women that are straight feel like they have to dress a certain way for a man to be attracted to them. Whereas I don't think a gay woman feels like that. I think we dress however we feel comfortable, because we, like, Vicky loves wearing
Pyjamas.
She does, but she will wear girly shoes, so stilettos, boots, high heels. But she doesn't wear them to try and attract me or anybody else. She wears them because she likes them.
Okay.
And I would say that some straight women would wear those shoes because they think it makes their legs look longer and that will attract men. And whereas I don't, if you wear it because you think it makes your legs look longer and that makes you feel prettier and happier, great. But I think that we don't wear shoes to impress other people. That's a stereotype there, isn't it? But that's my theory.
Do you know how much money I spend on my trainers trying to impress people? Trying to impress all those lesbians?
No.
Oh my God.
Do you spend a lot of money on trainers?
I love trainers. I have so many trainers.
Yeah, but you just said you love trainers. That's not about them, is it?
Yeah, but I want to wear nice trainers so people...
Ooh, look at your trainers.
Look at your trainers, Jana. Whoa.
Okay. My theory's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to it, but...
Yeah. Okay, so then the other S we wanted to talk about.
No, let's go back to shoes. Shoes just overall are so important to me. Like, if I see a person with dirty shoes, it's a no-no. It's a turn-off. Big time. If they're wearing good pair of Nikes...
It's a maybe.
Clean. I'm in.
Wow.
Molly wears dirty shoes all the time. I always baby, you need to clean your shoes. Yeah, I do. What does Jana do?
Clean her shoes.
Yeah.
You clean Molly's shoes.
It's just something about trainers' shoes. They need to be polished, clean. Yeah.
Do you know you are the second lesbian in my life that I have met that has said that nearly word for word. Honestly, so maybe that is a lesbian thing, but I don't look at people's shoes.
So I
look into their soul. Find out what they're like as a person.
Wow.
See, Jana's just done a sick sign emoji, which is really helpful for the pod.
I was doing it for the video.
Oh, yeah. Any other stereotypes? You want to talk about more shoes?
I think I'm done with the shoes.
Okay.
Flip-flops, I mean, there's flip-flops.
What
about them?
Yeah.
Flip-flop.
There are flip-flops, yes there are, and all other varieties of shoes are available. Okay.
Brilliant. Stereotypes. I think we covered.
We nailed it.
Most.
Okay, but we have to get to S that everyone's been waiting for. Sex.
Oh dear. What about it?
Well, because
haven't had any for a while.
I don't believe that. You guys are so loved up constantly.
We are, but as currently we have synced with our periods, and it's bloody annoying because when did the period come? On our holidays. It's a bit crap, but it's okay.
Exactly.
There's other things to do.
Exactly.
Like walks on the beach.
Read books. So I think the reason I think we should talk about it is just that. I think there's a lot of people get very excited about lesbian sex. So men get excited about lesbian sex because they believe that all femme-looking lesbians are up for a threesome. They so want a bit of cock in that relationship. And yet it's total nonsense. Well, I mean, again, I can't talk for everybody, but
you can't. But if you've got two
lesbian women, why would they need a man there?
That's the whole idea. You're a lesbian because you don't really need the cock. I mean, there's toys and stuff if you really want the thing to replace that. But then also, talking about that's the thing, you're not really replacing the cock. You're just using something to stimulate yourself because, I mean, we have vaginas. They are openings. There's things inside them that need stimulating.
She's talking about the G-spot now. She's trying to be sensitive. You can't be sensitive when we're talking about sex. But I think that's really important. We are not looking for a cock replacement. We are looking... The idea is that you, with your partner, whether it's long-term, short-term, find out whatever it is that's going to stimulate and tickle your fancy, as they say. And there are lots of different ways that is. Some people don't ever penetrate. Never.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
And I get that. Yes. A lot of people don't like penetrative
sex.
Thank you. We're so rubbish at this. And to be honest, a lot of women can't actually physically come by being penetrated. They come much easier by being stimulated
on their G-spot.
On their clit.
Sorry, yes. They're two different things, aren't they? The G-spot and the clitoris.
You need to go back to lesbian school.
If only there had ever been a lesbian school. The lesbian school was unfortunately watching
Vicky,
some
you're
very
gonna get
dodgy
so lucky
videos.
tonight.
But this is what, for me, the most important thing about sex, and it doesn't actually matter if you're gay or straight, is communication.
Yeah.
Be in a relationship where you can tell somebody what's working, what isn't working. Maybe you have a bit of a fantasy. Okay, tell them. It's between you, shut some doors, make sure no one else is affected, and then go ahead and do it. Yeah. There isn't a right way to do lesbian sex. Oh, you're pausing. Is there? Have I missed it? Have I done it right?
No, lesbian sex is a lot of fun. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can have sex, but
there is one problem with lesbian sex. So, with a straight sex, I'll have that from the menu, please. Yes, straight sex. You have a man who gets to a point where he gets excited, he shoots his load. You know, this is how very knowledgeable I am about male sex. And most of the time, my understanding is he's pretty much done. He can't do a lot more. I mean, sometimes they are very young. You can regenerate quite quickly and go again.
Apparently so.
I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
But that becomes less of a... But with lesbian sex, the problem is multiple orgasms.
You can just keep going.
Yeah, but that's tiring.
It is exhausting.
Do you put like a timer on it? Do you put like, right, when that alarm goes, it's done. It's over.
No, I think when you both agree that you've had enough.
Well, let me just see. I've had that sort of orgasm, that one and that one. We can stop now.
I think most of us are quite happy when we just have that one orgasm and it's good. And if you fancy a bit more, fine. I mean, some women talk about how they go on all night and this and all that. You can do that once in a while, but you can't keep doing that. You'd be knackered.
Exactly. When would you get to watch Coronation Street if you were doing that?
Or Gentleman Jack.
Oh,
there's some good scenes in Gentleman Jack. Oof, just thinking about them.
Right, just stop
I need to go. Oh.
No, but again, I'm going to come back to that communication topic. So I think that lesbian sex, that's the only drawback. You could keep going and going and going. And if you're not communicating, I think the problem then would be that it becomes a bit of a marathon. Well, who wants to do that every night or every week? You know, you would end up probably putting it off because it's such a big sesh. So talk to each other and make sure that it's right for both of you, however long you want it to last.
And going back to Amber, she actually did say maybe we could speak about this. And I can't think of the exact words she used, but something, death, sex, bed, death.
Lesbian beds, death.
That's it.
No, I think it's lesbian bed death.
That's it. Is it a thing? And actually, it probably does happen. It does happen. And, you know, even Molly and I go through periods when we're just so busy and so tired. Yeah. And we just don't get around doing it for quite some time. And I'm sure that's you as well.
Oh, I've been married for a lot longer.
Like, don't give us any timelines.
No, I'm not going to give you timelines, but it's okay.
It's okay.
As long as you keep communicating.
Absolutely, because, yeah, you can't keep going on like that all night. When you first meet, and yeah, you could, like, long nights and all that, you don't need any sleep and whatever. But when you're actually trying to, like, navigate through life, and yeah, you're not going to be at it like rabbits every night. No.
The other thing is, there are people, and I think it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, that can't orgasm. And that doesn't mean they don't enjoy sex. It just means that they can't. They haven't found a way. I was reading something on... It's not me. I have a very, very fabulous orgasm all the time. But I was reading on Facebook someone that was asking advice because... And do you know what the topic was? It wasn't that they had a problem with it. It was their partners. Like, wouldn't give up or were really finding it very upsetting that they couldn't.
So that's really funny because I actually had this conversation with someone today. I know, and they're straight. So the talk was about the man in their relationship who would struggle to...
get his wife to have an orgasm.
No, to come himself.
Oh, okay.
And there could be millions of reasons. And I try to explain, like, and the friend that you don't know, nobody knows, we're not naming, you don't even
Bob.
Bobina.
Bob's back.
Was saying, like, he felt really bad about it. But, you know, she was okay about it. And I said to her, like, with our relationship, like, I literally couldn't care less if, I mean, there's times when...
I thought you were going to say if Molly came or not.
No,
I thought that's a bit harsh.
There are times when I really want to, like, really need to and want to. But there's many times when I'm like, I don't actually need to come. I'm just enjoying this so much.
I had a lovely time.
Feeling I get from satisfying my wife. Like,
and being close
enough.
and intimate together.
Yeah. So it's difficult, isn't it? Because in the female-male relationship, it's very obvious. So women can fake orgasm, men can't fake orgasm. And it must really hurt their pride when they can't.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. Should you ever fake an orgasm as a woman?
Oh my goodness, I was hoping you'll never ask this. You shouldn't really, should you? It's not good, but...
I think it's okay.
If it means you're going to not miss Coronation Street.
I think if you think it's... I don't know, because I guess it's a bit of... it's like a white lie, isn't it? It's telling a white lie. You're like, I'm completely happy if I don't. This person is desperate to make me. Let's just go, oh, thanks. No? That wasn't... You didn't think I'd orgasm then?
Well, I'm good. That was good.
Good for me.
There you go. No, and yes, there's... Sorry, I don't mean to keep slapping myself. There's instances when I guess it might just be necessary because you don't want to disappoint that person and you want them to feel good that they did that. But you are lying to them.
Exactly, and you shouldn't need... You should be able to have that conversation where you're not disappointing them. You're saying, that's great. It's don't, it's my body. Sometimes it's not going to, and that's okay.
And it's great. Me and my wife have that understanding. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, and we both like talk about it, and it's like, you good? Yeah. Let's do it again later, or whatever.
So one of my friends has contacted me and said, do I need to get an injunction out because you keep mentioning me on your podcast and you're obsessed with me? And she's right. She's amazing. She can get herself to climax in 25 seconds. And no partner can do it that quickly. But she can do it in 25 seconds.
I reckon I can beat that.
No! Oh, come on. We're going to have a... wow.
Wank off.
A wank off. Right, 25 seconds. I think that's amazing. I mean, but I'm not sure it's good for you that it's that easy.
It depends, like, what kind of day you had, what you've been thinking. If you're already getting home and you're like, oof, then you can be quick, I guess.
Oh, yeah, but 25 seconds? Wow. Your partner is never going to be as successful as you are if that... I mean, I suppose they never should be. You should know your own body and how you...
Well, being able to do that doesn't mean that's the most amazing thing.
It's a release kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a bloke wanking, really, that.
Yeah.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, quickie.
Yeah.
Quickie's good sometimes, On that note.
Yeah.
This
has not been a quickie, though, has it? Let's be honest. This has been a long pod. There's a lot of editing.
Oh, my God, 50 minutes. But one last S.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
Yeah.
Here in this room and out there in the world of podding.
In the Lez-Come-Together pod universe.
I guess we're quite open about these things and we talk to you about these things, and I think it's important that we do. Not just speak to our partners, but actually, talk amongst
I think I talk more to you guys than I do my partner. I don't think she has any idea about any of this.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you.
And you, darling.
Till next time.
Yes. Keep listening and keep emailing. And keep giving us those 5 stars. Yes, please. Bye from Jana. Bye from Joe. Bye from Yanni. Barney?